Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. Today is July 30th of 2025, and it's WhatNot Wednesday. So welcome back to WhatNot Wednesday. I'm just going to talk about couple of different subject matters. One subject matter is today is officially my second granddaughter's birthday, and she is officially 4 years old. And her sister 8 days ago turned 5. So those two birthdays are out of the way for the moment. And my grandson, he'll be 2 in December. Second thing I wanted to talk about, just a couple minutes. I'll probably won't even talk about it that long. I should have waited to open it up when I got it home, but they kind of want you to open up the package before you leave the shop. But now that Geek Bars and Raz Bars are pretty much gone, they have these vapes called Digi Flavors. And then they had this new one out called 50 Bar. And that's what I got. I bought me a. It's called a 50 Bar, and it's a Hidden Hills edition. They have several editions. But the company's name is 50 Bar. But then they have different editions. Like the Geek Bar, they had the Pulse, they had the Jams. Uh, they had the astrology ones, etc., etc. This one is a Hidden Hills 50 bar, and the flavor is Waza Limon. Here's the little display, and it says Waza Limon down here on the end, on the bottom. The display just lights up, and then down here, it just tells you the percentage that your charge is at. And then right there at the very bottom, that's the juice counter. You got green, blue, then yellow, and then red. So I am assuming that once it starts going down in juice, the little bars that are down on the bottom will start disappearing. Anyway, that was only $19.79 altogether with tax and everything. And the flavor, I like it because it tastes like watermelon. It's Waza Limon. So basically, when you first hit it, it's watermelony. It tastes watermelony. It smells watermelony. It's all watermelon. And then it's like the aftertaste is like a lemon and a lime mixture. I like it. Kind of gives you that tarty aftertaste. Anyway, so I went out and about did that today. I finished up my kids' laundry. I got my laundry started this morning. I've sat online. Um, did pretty much nothing other than looking at all the hype that was happening about that earthquake that happened in Russia yesterday, and the supposed tsunami that would make its way to Japan and Hawaii and the west coast of the United States. Well, all that turned out to be a big nothing burger. Okay? And while it was happening, at the time that it was happening, last night, I was online and I was watching all these lives, feeds pop up, people talking about it, watching it, da 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 da. And there was just something inside of me that knew that it wasn't really going to turn out to be this huge ordeal, you know? It's kind of like Chicken Little, the sky is falling, the sky is falling scenario. And all you have to do to determine if this was like a ritual FOFO flag, um, all you have to do is look at the numbers. Numbers tell you everything because that's how these people communicate. It's through numbers and gematria. That's how they communicate. They're Jesuits. They take a Jesuit oath. And I'll post a photo of that. I might even post that photo as the title photo, even though I don't know if BoobyTube's will like it so much. I probably would get banned with what it has to say. So maybe I won't do that. But it doesn't really have anything good to say about the population of people over there in the Middle East. Let's put it that way. But they're behind it all. And they're sucking people's energy out of them without even realizing it. Because when people pay attention to something that's showed to them, without realizing it, your energy is being taken from you to a certain extent. Not necessarily, well, they do it to where it's taken from you on purpose. But like, if you're just watching some blowjo on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you watch your stuff, like me, I'm just a normal blowjo. I'm not going to be trying to suck your energy out of you. But naturally, even a person watching my video, they're giving a certain amount of energy to paying attention to what I'm saying. But I'm not sucking the energy out of them. But the creepazoids that are running this show down here, oh yeah, they definitely gonna suck the energy out of you. They're energy harvesters. I mean, what better way to suck the life out of people than to do it without them even realizing it's being done? So they create these um, events to happen. So everybody's glued to the TV and glued to the computer and glued to their social media, paying attention. And all that energy being focused on one specific subject is how they do it and how they get away with it. Just something to think about the next time that you're paying attention to what they're showing you. Because it is all about energy harvesting. Every shape, form, and fashion of it is them harvesting your energy. With every event they show you, with every crisis, or even with every feel good scenario. But most of the time, they don't present that to you. Most of the time, they just want to present to you something to spike your energy. So then that energy spiked, and then they can harvest it. And that's how they do it. They live off our energy. Anyways, just something to think about. Let's see what else is going on in today's world. I think Ozzy Osbourne was being laid to rest today. Um, let's see what else. I don't really, I get on my Facebook, and if I start scrolling through my Facebook and all I see is political posts or religious posts, I'm out of there. Because majority of the time when I'm on Facebook, I don't even see my friends' posts. Most of the time, I'm just being thrown posts from groups that I'm not a part of, because Facebook has become more of a social media website that, loves for people to sponsor and promote stuff. So pretty much all you're getting is just advertisements from groups and people that you have no knowledge of. It's very rare to see any of your friends' posts on your newsfeed. It's all based off algorithms too. And if I do see anything from my friends' posts, it's usually 2 or 3 days after it's been posted. I posted something on my Facebook page today. And in fact, I'll go to my Facebook, show y'all. Oh, I got some notifications. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here. I'm an activist, so there's always men that have had their genitals mutilated when they were babies, but yet they still stand up for the practice because they don't realize that what their parents did to them was wrong. It was without their consent. Let me see. Okay, here we are. 3 hours ago, I posted, I'm so over social media. Same shit, different day. Polytricks and religion. Sheeple and zombies everywhere. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. Took it off anyway. I hit the button as I was going back. Wake up, question harder, and for the love of truth, don't fall for the next engineered panic. And that's what that tsunami garbage was all about. Simply because. And if you haven't figured it out by now, our entire government is a huge mafia who launders our taxpayer money right back to themselves through foreign and endless wars. They all hate you and could care less if you suffer and die horrible deaths. As long as they got rich, that's all that matters to them. And that's all I'm seeing is they're still fighting on both sides of the table going on. The leftists versus the right, the liberals versus the conservatives. But the thing about it is, regardless if you're a liberal or conservative, your enemy is not the people that you lash out at. Like the Republicans. They say, oh, it's the Democrats' fault, and the Democrats are blaming the Republicans. But I will say this. They're trying to lead this nation to becoming a Christian nationalist nation. They only want white, God-fearing men in power. Or at least that's what they tell you. And at least that's what they try to project. But there's nothing God-fearing about any of these men at all. And the whole idea of God and all that, that's a complete farce. There is no God. And if there is a God, why would he allow his creation to just, why would he just put his creation in this realm to suffer and all that, and then tell his creation, well, you gotta love my son in order to get back to heaven. You gotta wait for him to come back and get you, blah, 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 blah. Nope, sorry, I'm not gonna worship that God. The Bible is a book of fiction, man. It's just a whole bunch of stories that have been told and retold and passed down throughout the ages, lost in translations, etc., etc. The names of the disciples in the Bible weren't even the names of the disciples that there were disciples. People don't stop and think. People just like to hang on to things that they were taught as children or told. Because humans, are always, needing to find something outside of themselves to believe in. They need a God to love, and they need a devil to hate. They need somebody to praise when things happen and go good, and then they need somebody to hate when things are going bad. Somebody to blame, instead of taking personal responsibility for themselves and their actions. Myself, I've questioned all sorts of things since I was a child. I used to ask my mom, if God exists, why does God allow this? Or why does God allow this or that? Or, et cetera, et cetera. But she never really had a good answer to give me. All she could tell me was just, just to believe. Just believe. Have faith. Yeah, right. I'm in a deconstruction from religion group on Facebook, and then I also follow the owner and moderator of said group here on YouTube. His name's Timmy Gibson. He was a evangelical pastor and Christian for 48 years. He was a pastor for 30 years. He's from the Kansas City area. But if you go and listen to him, you'll find a lot of things that he says is true. If people would just actually stop and utilize the brain that God or that they have to realize the things they need to realize. And there is no afterlife, so you might as well enjoy your life while you have it, because that's why they tell us we only have one life to live, because it's true. We only have this one life, this one personality. Once this personality / life dies, there is no place that this body or energy inside of me is going to go. There is no heaven. There is no hell. All those things are states of mind while you're here on earth. Anyways, this is WhatNot Wednesday. I'm Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. I'm going to take another rip, and then I'm going to dip up out of here. Peace, love, hugs, nugs. Smoke it if you got it. And until the next time, I'm out.